Hi guys, it's Colette. Welcome back to my channel, Grandmother Winds of the Earth. I hope you're having a good day, and I have a nature story to tell you, which actually is fitting in very well with the book that I'm writing just now on living a good life to die a good death. How to prepare ourselves to be the best person, the best being we can be as we approach a rebirth. So I've been caught up in doing things for the book, and I was taking a little rest out in the garden. This is Annie, by the way, for new people. If you hear snorts and things, it's her. But I had an experience yesterday when I was sitting out in the garden, and it was just a perfect shamanic communication moment, and I think I'll remember it for a long time. Those of you that know me know I have an affinity with bees, and lots of bee things around the cottage, bee tablecloths, bee statues. We like our bees. So I went into the greenhouse to check on what was going on for winter things coming up, and I have plastic containers, white plastic containers that were from an old fridge freezer, and they're actually really good for putting seedlings in. Now there was no seedlings in them now, but that's what they were for. So they were just lying empty, and when I walked over, I saw a big spider's web and a very beautiful bee on its back, struggling to get rid of the spider's web that seemed to be the whole way around it. And there was a lot of distress for the bee. I thought she was dying, but she was fighting somehow, fighting to get out of the web. So I grabbed my little dibber thing that I use to put seeds in. It's got a wee scoop in one edge and a flat bit in the other, and I tried to pull gently without hurting her wings or whatever the spider's web from round her, and it really was quite thick. Reminded me of Lord of the Rings, to be honest, that big spider. But anyway, you enjoying this story, honey? But basically, what I got off was enough to free her, and she felt relieved. I could feel it from her, but it was though she was determined for something else. So I kind of tried to switch into listening, shamanic, psychic, telepathic, and I knew that she didn't want to be in the white plastic container, although I didn't feel she was going to make it. So I picked her up on the little dibber, and I tried to blow some of the webs off, but her wings looked really matted, as though it's almost gone into a glue on them. So I put her down just outside the greenhouse onto concrete, and I got some water and some sugar water, and she was walking kind of zigzag along the path, and then she kept changing and going back the way, but her wings looked pretty stuck. But when I offered the water and the sugar water, like I do for the bees that are exhausted, and they normally love it, and they'll have it rest a wee while and then they'll fly off, but she wouldn't take it. She didn't want it, but she obviously didn't want to be on the concrete either. I was very sure of that. So I lifted her up again, excuse me, and I have a patch in the garden that's just for flowers for the bees and other insects. And a lot of it's gone over, but there's quite a few cosmos and mallows and stuff left. So I put her. Was you enjoying this story? So I put her on top of a cosmos sitting like that. She's quite a big bee. She wasn't a queen though. And when I put her on top of it, I thought, oh, she'll go towards, the inside, maybe curl in or whatever, because it was a reasonably strong flower. And no, she started backing off and was falling out the flower, so I just pushed her gently back in, and I got a distinct no. I thought, oh dear. So she backed out and she fell. But the way she fell, she hit more of the cosmos and landed in another flower, which was quite near the ground, maybe about a foot above it. And I thought, oh, maybe she'll stay there, because she landed on it herself. She wasn't put there, because I felt she was a stubborn bee. But no, she started to push herself back. And this time I was beginning to be more sort of mum mode, like, no, you need to stay there, you need to whatever. But I thought, she can't fly, what do I do? So I thought, I'm gonna just try and see what I get. So I put my hand out towards her and touched her wings, and I heard, to the earth, I need to the earth. And I thought, all right, she wants to go back to the earth to die. And I felt right from the start that she was going to die. So I thought, well, she knows what she wants. Nature knows what she wants. So I took her off the flower, and under the flowers in the flower bed, there was lots of leaves and soil and really good foresty stuff. And I put her down on top, and she immediately, well, she was about to crawl under one of the leaves, but she stopped, and I felt this sense of relief come from her through me, and such a feeling of happiness. And then she crawled under the leaf. And I thought, oh well. So I stood for a wee while, and I thought about her, and I wished her a safe journey home. But she was very contented and happy to be back to the earth. And I stood a wee while, and I just felt the life go out of her. But she was back in the earth, and she was happy. And then I had to go and sit down because I was broken-hearted. But nature can be very cruel, but it also can teach us some very firm lessons. She knew that she wanted to go home, and the way for her to go home was to burrow into the ground, under the leaves, under the flowers, and to happily let her breathing go and fly back to her spirit home. It was a wonderful experience, and I'm very happy to have had it. But at the same time, it felt sad. It really felt sad. The fact, but I know I got her away from a death in a white plastic container covered in spiders' webs. She got home, and if I helped a little bit in that, then that's a blessing. So anyway, you can say hello, Annie. There's my Annie. Many blessings. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye now.